For part B, we can see that this is sine function, and here at the back here is gonna be plus 0. So A is negative half, B is positive 2, and D is 0. Therefore, when you do A times B, so A is negative half and B is positive 2. So that will give you negative 1, which is negative. Hence, our graph will look like this. Next, we need to find the period P. And we know that P is 2 pi over modulus B. So B is 2. Hence, period is P. So note that period means it starts from 0 until pi. For the second step, we need to find the phase shift. So just take everything inside the bracket and let it equal to 0. So you'll get 2x equal to 0, hence x equal to 0. So if x is equal to 0, this means that there is no phase shift. So this means your graph does not move to the right or to the left. It stays right there. And next, you also need to find the interval of one cycle. So just solve this inequality. And you know that bx plus c is just 2x. So this means that in order to get x from the middle part, we need to divide everything by 2. So we'll be left with 0 less or equal to x less or equal to pi. The third step is to find the minimum and maximum value of y coordinate. So D is 0 and A is negative half. So we'll get 0 plus minus negative half. So the first one is 0 plus negative half, which is negative half. And the other one is 0 minus negative half, which is positive half. So the smaller value will become the minimum and the bigger value will become the maximum. So now let's try and draw a graph. So the basic shape is like this. It goes downward first and the period is pi. So this means it goes downward first and it's gonna stop at pi. So we're done with the basic shape and the period. Next is for the phase shift. So there's no shifting to the left or to the right. Next is the interval. So one full cycle, you need to know where does it start and where does it ends. So we already have the interval of one cycle, which is 0 and pi. Okay, so before we do the minimum and maximum point, we need to shift our graph first. And here we can see that D is 0. So this means that there is no shifting upward or downward. So your graph stays the same here, right? And hence, you can continue drawing your graph. And don't forget to label your graph, which is y. So one full cycle starts from 0 until pi. The last one is plotting your minimum and maximum. So your minimum is negative half. And the maximum is positive half. Now let's try and find the domain. So as you can see, the domain is from negative infinity until positive infinity. And for the range, you can just simply look at the minimum and maximum value. So the minimum is negative half and the maximum is positive half.